Young people, welcome back. B&B in the house, fixing some things up. But you know what we got? Let's talk about it, y'all. Chapter 2, Lesson 6, Ratios and Proportions. Objective 1, compare ratios. Objective 2, solve proportions. Gotta love it, guys. I am ready for this, and I hope you are too. We've got a SWABAT. Students will be able to solve proportions and, ratios. The concept is ratios. I like to just say fractions, but of course a ratio, a fraction, tomato, depending on your teacher and how serious they're going to be about it. But of course the skill guys will be solving for sure. And let's knock it out, guys. We got a great one for you today. Boom. First things first is, you guys see that beautiful handout? It's got a lot of problems on it. If we don't get to all 24, guys, don't worry. We're going to get to enough that you are comfortable. And again, guys, top half, bottom half. And our top half of Chapter 2, Lesson 6, Skills, Practice, Ratios, and Proportions is going to ask us to determine whether each pair of ratios are equivalent ratios, right? Yes or no. And this is where I can say, guys, replace the word ratio with fraction. Determine whether each pair of fractions are equivalent fractions. So 4/5, 4 boys to 5 girls. Now it's fraction. No, it's a ratio, 4 to 5. And then of course, I'm already showing you the business. 4 times 5 is 20, and 5 times 5 is 25. So guess what? Yes, this one is a proportion, guys, it checks. Now there's other ways to do these, of course, and I'm going to show you, and you have your choice. So if the first ratio is 4/5, and the second ratio is 20/25, you hear me reading them like a fraction. Let's go ahead and cross multiply. 5 times 20, 100. 4 times 25, 100. Yeah, I know, 100, but who I am, where I'm from, 100. So 5 times 20 is 100, and 4 times 25 is 100. 100 equals 100, check. So either one of those methods, it is your choice, right? So throughout this whole handout, guys, you have that choice. And sometimes your eyes are gonna tell your brain, or your brain tells your eyes, and you just kind of see it, right? So number 1 was a yes. How about number 2? 5 to 9. I want to read these as a ratio. 5 to 9. I think I want a 9, not a G, right? So, and our second ratio, 7 to 11. So I'm looking at this going, I don't know what 5 times anything will give me 7, so let's just cross multiply. 9 times 7 is 63, and 5 times 11 is 55, and those are not equivalent. So therefore, no for number 2. And that's pretty much it, guys. After 2 problems, I believe the process has been shown, but of course it's about the practice. So let's get some more in here, right? Swoosh. Then slide out, just kind of disappeared out. Slide it in, no. A little bigger maybe? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So our first ratio, 6 to 7, and doubling up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Is there? Here we go, y'all. So 6 to 7, is it equivalent to 24 to 28? And yes, it is. You see the number. 6 times 4 is 24, 7 times 4 is 28, so therefore, yes. It is basically the same ratio. Over here, 8 times 9, 72, and 9 times 9, 81, so yes again. And over here, 7 times 6 is 42, 16 times 6 is 90. Let's find out. Hold on, doesn't look like I'm going to get 90, so therefore it is a no. And that's what I mean by your eyes can see it. You saw right off 7 times 6, 42, but it did not work on my other. So even here, guys, 13 times 2 is 26. And 19 times 2, guess what, is 38, so it checks. I can say yes. So determine whether each pair of ratios are equivalent ratios, yes or no. Just yes or no. Not telling us to prove why or explain your answer. It's literally asking you yes or no. And that's what we're doing. Yes or no. So a little bit more of the top half, or is that all we got for today? A little bit more in the top half. So I'm enjoying the top half, guys, because they're giving us the full ratio. I have no variables, I have no unknowns yet. So I'm basically working it out. Now in this situation, though, I'm seeing 3 times 98 should be equal to See that question mark? 21 times 14. And please have that calculator right on next to you. And this is why it might be taking me a little bit of time to get it. But having a calculator is going to make this go fast. And if you don't have a calculator, it's still not a big deal. Number 8 over here, guys. Same thing, setting it up. But this time, how can I put this? Cross multiply? Or do you know something times 12 will give you 50? Or do you know something times 17 that will give you 85? Again, it must be multiplied because it's a bigger value. So, looking and determining what's the best way for you to answer these, it goes with your understanding of the concept, what a ratio is, what a proportion is, right? So, we set up a proportion for number 8. We just cross multiply for number 7. So in my cross multiplication, 3 times 98, 294, 21 times 14, 294, boom, bang, pow. For number 8 though, I set up a proportion. That equal sign is telling you, yes, I want to know if this ratio is equal to that ratio. So we're going to do the exact same thing, cross multiply, and find out that nope, it is not. So with that, guys, again, we did the exact same thing, it just looked a little different, right? And I'm loving it. Let's get them out of here. Here we go. And looks like we're going to be jumping down to part deuce. So, second portion of the handout, guys, you recognize it's just the odds for now. 9, 11, 13, 15, so on, so on, so on. And thank you for those beautiful directions. Solve each proportion. So again, guys, in the first half, there was a comma between the two ratios. Not fractions, ratios, right? And the comma was indicating that here's one ratio, here's another. You tell me. Well, here, guys, they're telling you the first ratio, 1 to A, is equal to the second ratio, 2 to 14. So therefore, is the proportion, solve for the proportion because you see that there is an unknown. And in this case, my unknown is the denominator of my first ratio. So 1A is equal to 2, or 1A, I'm sorry, 1 to A, or 1 divided by A, all about how you say it, right? But 1 to A is equal, that looks like a 9, is equal to 2 to 14. So I cross multiply, 2 times A gives me 2A, 1 times 14 gives me 14. So what number times 2 gives me 14? That easy, guys, 7. For 11, you got 9 to G is equal to 15 to 10. So looking at it again, I don't know 9 times what gives me 15, so let me just cross multiply. 15 times G and 9 times 10. So go ahead and divide both sides by 15 because in my head, I don't know. But using a calculator, I always know, right? So 90 divided by 15, and you get your answer of 6. Let's do it again. Number 13, 6 to Z is equal to 3 to 5. So again, guys, I could show the cross multiply circles, bubbles, whatever you want. But 3 times Z, 6 times 5, 3Z equals 30, Z is equal to 10. Got it. Squeezing it in. Really? Go for it. 12 to 7 is equal to 36 to M. And this is where you might see it, right? 12 times what gives me 36? If you know, you know. If you don't, go for it. Cross multiply, right? There it is. 36 times 7 is equal to 12 times M. And 36 times 7, using the calculator, is equal to 12 times M. Dividing both sides by 12 now because I need to solve for the variable M. So after I get this 36 times 7, nice and in there, I'm going to divide that by the value of 12, the coefficient, and I get my final answer of M is equal to 21. So again, guys, I really want to point out though that number 15 is the first one where my eyes saw it, where my eyes said, hold on, I know what 12 times 3 is, that's 36. So 7 times 3 would be 21, and M would be 21. So here we go again, guys, recognizing what's going on. 42 to 56 is equal to 6 to F. So 42 divided by 7, simplifying the fraction. Remember those, right? Do it to the top, do it to the bottom. So what is 56 divided by 7? You You got it, 8. So no need to cross multiply, because who wants to do 56 times 6? Somebody with a calculator, not a big deal. But just understanding the concept, the skill, you're solving by simplifying a fraction, or you're solving by cross multiplying and dividing, right? So here again, 10 times 3, I know that. So what's 14 times 3? I can figure that out, and I'm done. 42. So again, guys, I'm getting to 21 here. Let's see if we can see it. 9 to C is equal to 27 to 39. So my numerator and numerator, can you turn 9 into 27? Yes, you can. Can you turn 27 into 9? Yes, you can. If I were to divide 27 by 3, I would get 9. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the bottom. I would divide 39 by the same value. And notice this time I'm showing that we went left to right, but now we're going right to left. It doesn't matter which direction you go. As long as you understand, to make a number smaller, we divide. To make a number bigger, we multiply. So in this situation, we divided that denominator on the right by 3 so we can get the smaller value of 13, right? So here we go, 23, last one in this column. 4 to 21 is equal to y to 84. Who wants to multiply big old 84 times anything? Well, guess what? You might have to, unless you know, 21. Well, to make it bigger, to turn it to 84, what do I have to do? Multiply it by 2, that's not enough. 3, not enough. By 4. So if I do it to the bottom, I gotta do it to the top. 4 times 4 is 16. So y will be equal to 16. So a beautiful display of solving for proportions there. Yeah, I said it. I pat myself on the back, but you know, I'll wait for you to come do it. Okay. But loving it, guys. So, took care of the top half, took care of the bottom half. Again, as we slide out the odds, we could spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it could be another 30 minutes working on the rest of these, but it's all about your pace. So be a good time to get a pause in and see if you are catching on to this technique. But again, we don't want our videos to get too long, especially when we're doing the same skill multiple times. So like I said, 24 questions on this handout. Let's see if we can get through all of them. 5 to B is equal to 3 to 9, and again, cross multiply, so 3 times B and 5 times 9. 3B is equal to 45, so B is equal to 15. And 12, I got 3 to A is equal to 1 to 6. 1 times A, and 3 times 6. And there you go, invisible 1. We are done. For 14, 5 to F is equal to 35 to 21. This is where I say, do you see it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. There it is. 5 times 7, or the other direction, 35 divided by. Uh-oh, F times 7? No, the opposite direction. So how do I turn a big number into a small number? Because that's what we're doing. We're going to divide 35 by 7. So we're going to divide 21 by 7. And I can tell you that that is 3, therefore F equals 3. Another good display of 10, cross multiply, 12, cross multiply, 14, use my knowledge, use that big brain between those big ears. Maybe you're a small-eared person. You got a brain between them. So 16, again, I'm like, 23, 69, oh wait, 3. 23 times 3 will give me 69. So 6 times 3 will give me my answer. Y is equal to 18. So catch it on to the quickness, the simplicity, or maybe there's a POC still, a point of confusion. And if there is, guys, please let me know. Or let the NOLA man know. Or that crazy bro lady. All right, guys, here we go. Wrapping up. 18, 7 times 9 gave you 63. And of course, 1 times B is B. So B by itself, because that one is invisible, 63 is equal to B. For 20, 11 to 15 is equal to N to 60. So again, in my brain, I'm thinking 15 times what gives me 60? Oh yeah, I know. I believe it's 4. But let's cross multiply. 15 times N, and then 11 times 60. Oh, just divide. 15 goes into 660, 44 times. Because, like I said, anyways, 4 times 11, 44. Where we at? 22. 5 to 12 is equal to 20 to G. So 5 times 4 gives me 20. So 12 times 4 would give me 48. So again, guys, when I see it, I can do it. If I can't see it, I just cross multiply and then divide. Last one here, 24. 22 to X. Squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. And 11 to 30. So 11 times X is 11X. And, oh, wait. Am I going to use my shortcut? Whatever works for you guys, whatever works for you. 11 times 2 will give me 22, so 30 times 2 will give me 30, so I'm going to go with 30 times 2 gives me 30. 30 times 2 gives me 60, X will equal 60. So, once again, guys, if I'm not mistaken, that this handout does have 1 or 2 more left at the bottom. And you're lucky that I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about these. 25, because 15, 20 minutes, 30-minute videos, we don't want to do that anymore. But let's see. Boating. Hughes' boat used 5 gallons of gasoline in 4 hours. Sounds like a ratio. At this rate, how many gallons of gasoline will the boat use in 10 hours? Oh, sounds like a variable. How many gallons? I'm going to use G. So 5 gallons to 4 hours. So it looks like a 5 to 4 ratio comparing gallons to hours. Gallons to hours. Am I going to put it underneath like I'm supposed to? There's my ratio. And I love to talk about a word ratio. What are we comparing? Gallons to hours. So in my ratio, I do show 5 gallons for hours. So now when I set up this proportion, I know I'm going to keep gallons in the numerator and hours in the denominator. So the next sentence, at this rate, how many gallons? Oh, you mean variable? How many? So how many gallons will the boat use in 10 hours? I know 10 goes on the bottom because it's hours, and therefore my variable X will go on the top. A beautiful rewrite. Okay, it could be prettier, but you get it, right? 5 times 10, 50. 4 times X, 4X. And again, divide both sides by 4. 4 goes into 50 evenly. But don't worry, you can always have, what is it? Partial gallon, half gallon. There it is, 12.5 gallons. I know that, half gallon. But, beautiful. We love words when answering a word problem. So let's see if I really answer this with words. I'm just gonna, hey, here's those words. The boat will use 12.5 gallons in 10 hours. All right, guys, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And if you agree, let me know in the comments. Come back, guys. Love to see you. B&B out.